the Minister of Agriculture please take the podium.
Chairperson, honourable members, Mr. President, today as I rise to respond to the President's State of the Nation address, I do so with a sense of measured optimism, but also renewed determination. The President's speech reflected a country that has begun to turn the corner after years of stagnation, crisis, and lost hope. Under the GNU, we have achieved real, tangible progress. And let me be clear, much of this progress bears the unmistakable imprint of the DA's principled participation, our relentless push for reform, and our unapologetic focus as a government on what actually works for the people of this country. Our economy is growing again. 4 consecutive quarters of positive GDP growth, a feat that seemed unimaginable not so long ago. Inflation is at its lowest level in 20 years. 2 consecutive budgets of surpluses, stabilization of our national debt, interest rates are easing, borrowing costs are declining, the rand has strengthened, and as we heard today, Mr. President, unemployment is the lowest that it has been in 5 years. These are important signals, not intentions, Honourable Van Rooyen, that work under this 7th administration, a coalition government, and the first not under single-party rule, is making a positive impact, and the world is taking notice. South Africa is today a better place than it was on the eve of the 2024 election. I'm proud that the DA's presence in government has been a force for good, injecting competence, fiscal discipline, and pro-growth policies into a system that was long weighed down by mismanagement and cadre deployment. But, honourable members, while we celebrate these achievements, we cannot afford complacency. At projected growth rates of around 1.5%, it falls far short of the 3% or more needed to lift millions out of poverty and to create the millions of jobs our people so desperately need. Too many South Africans wake up every day to the harsh reality of joblessness, crumbling municipal infrastructure, and rampant crime in our communities, and a local government that far too often fails those it's meant to serve. The lived experience of citizens, communities protesting for water, entrepreneurs battling red tape, families fearing for their safety at night, has not yet matched the macroeconomic headlines. We have turned the corner, yes, but we are nowhere near the destination. And that is why I say unequivocally and clearly today, we must move faster, much faster. We need urgency now. Firstly, by accelerating economic liberalization and private sector involvement. Operation Vulindlela, Mr. President, has delivered results in energy and ports, and we now need to expand it to rail, water, and telecommunications. Unbundle, concession, and privatize where necessary to unlock investment and efficiency. Replace restrictive BE policies with genuine broad-based empowerment that includes skills, ownership, and opportunity for all, not just a connected few. We must also replace failing empowerment frameworks with ones that genuinely tackle poverty. The DA's Economic Inclusion for All Bill represents a significant step forward, achieving a vision of genuine economic empowerment for all South Africans, and is the type of reform our country desperately needs. Second, we must get local government working, outlawing cadre deployment for all, appointment on merit, holding municipal officials accountable, and rooting out corruption. Competence must determine who runs our cities and towns so that our people are served by their local government, not the other way around. Thirdly, doubling down on job creation and youth opportunity. We must, Mr. President, expand the successful models already implemented, but pair them with real structural changes, easing labour market rigidity, that deters hiring and to incentivize businesses to hire more South Africans. Fourthly, tackling crime and insecurity head-on. The deployments announced are welcome, but we need sustained intelligence-led policing, foster courts, and communities empowered to partner with devolved law enforcement closer to the people. And finally, let us recommit to the GNU's founding promise of stability for reform, not reform stalled by politics. Speaker, the announcement by the President that foot-and-mouth disease has been classified as a national disaster is welcomed. This will assist government to unlock a coordinated and much-needed response and provide much-needed resources, and supports the new national strategy that moves from a fragmented outbreak reactionary response to a whole-of-society, scientifically based, proactive war against foot-and-mouth disease in South Africa. Make no mistake, tackling FMD is a massive challenge, and it will require collaborative, transparent, and sustained effort to resolve. FMD has been a reality in this country long before we came into government, but we appreciate the enormity of the impact on farmers, both financially and emotionally. But, Mr. President, we have for the very first time a plan backed by science, and that has involved the private sector every step of the way. This plan will succeed, and when it does, the consequences will be profound and positive, as markets previously closed to South African beef will once again be available to us, and certainty will return to the red meat sector. We're also determined to take urgent steps to help those in greatest need as a result of this outbreak. Securing a sustainable, reliable supply of vaccines has been a major priority. South Africa lost its ability to produce vaccines in 2005, and since then we've relied on vaccines only from the Botswana Vaccine Institute. Under the new strategy, we have, for the first time, secured new international suppliers, strengthening our response. In addition, for the first time in over 20 years, the ARC has produced a batch of vaccines for operational purposes. This facility has been capacitated to produce 20,000 vaccines per week initially, up to 200,000 per week in 2027. Millions of doses are being procured, and today I can announce that on Saturday we will be receiving a delivery of 1 million vaccines from Biogenesis Bago. This will be the largest single import of vaccines to date, and this will bring much needed relief to the most affected provinces and regions, and this will be followed by additional vaccines from other countries. In total, we anticipate by the end of March we will have received over 5 million vaccines from 3 different suppliers. Mass vaccination will continue and be accelerated. Already more than 2 million vaccines have been administered, and daily vaccines are being administered across the country. We're also working on veterinary capacity, and it is being expanded. And Mr. President, today I can also announce that in terms of the Animal Diseases Act, private veterinarians can register to administer vaccines as part of the rollout strategy. This will greatly improve the available manpower to ensure that we are able to meet our vaccination target of 80% of the national herd by December this year. Because protecting agriculture, as we've seen from the latest economic data, is not only about farmers, it's about protecting economic growth, jobs and stability. Speaker, the DA remains fully committed to this coalition because it is delivering where single-party rule failed. But let me be clear, commitment does not mean blind loyalty, and we will continue to fight for foster bolder change and ensuring that every cent of public money works for the people and not for politicians. Honourable members, this is the opportunity of a lifetime to build the country of our dreams. But opportunity only means something if it is seized. Our children will never forgive us if we fail to capitalize on this moment by driving fast and deeper reform that confronts the things that hold our country back head on. To every South African listening today, the progress we have made is real, but the work ahead is urgent. And we will lead that change championing freedom, fairness, opportunity and excellence. Together in this government of national unity and beyond, we can build a South Africa that rises faster. But the time for cautious steps
Thank you,
is over.
Honourable
The time to
Minister.
sprint
Your
towards
time is
prosperity
up.
is now.
Next on my speakers list is Honourable Malema.
Thank you very much.